was with Secretary Hibbs shortly after the events occurred in March, saying we need to establish a better policy that's more clear.
So it took you that long to come up with a document? It took you that long to come up with a document as pedestrian as this?
It's the same policy. You just.
But no, I'm not. Please let me finish. It took you that long to come up with a document that's as pedestrian as this to just prove it comes into effect, or it appears that it comes into effect immediately?
Part of it was to take the time to actually look at it. What do we need to achieve?
But there's nothing in this that's even remotely legal that can be, so this has nothing to do with Vicki McKenna or the people complaining about.
And I discussed why we did it at this time and what the driving force was behind it.
Hypothetically.
And now that's where we were at. And so far as, and you'll notice within the policy, when you look at the time, particularly the time when the capital or the solidarity singers are, that's an open time where the 90 decibel isn't in effect. And so that's when people have the opportunity to do that. But people also have to have the opportunity to work and provide an atmosphere where they can do that.
Is there some suggestion, that somehow this Republican legislature or this governor have not been able to do whatever they want in this state to this point? That somehow the Solidarity Sing-Along has prohibited any action by this legislature or this governor to do whatever they like?
I don't think that question is on the access
policy,
and I'm not going to get into that. So well, I think that's your personal opinion. I respect you.
No, it's not. It was a question.
Well, I think it's fact, frankly, too. It's well established.
So we all think our own opinions
So in
are
any event, I'm just wondering, this notion that somehow work is being disturbed, it's just that there's no factual basis for that, sir, is there?
No.
Have they been prohibited from doing what they consider their job up there at any time by the Solidarity Sing-Along?
And again, I think if you look at the policy, it says it does allow for over 90 decibels during that noon hour. That's the time where that's
all right, thank you.
Okay.
Where do you measure 90 decibels?
Yeah, what position do you do that from?
No, it's a serious question because the strength of sound diminishes by the cube of the distance from the source. So it makes a big difference where you measure it. Where are you measuring it?
And where you're standing, too.
Yeah, where is the meter that you're using to measure the sound going to be placed?
Yeah, I think the main driver behind that is it interrupting somebody?
No, but I mean, it's a,
Well, I think that's
you've stated a physical, a quantitative physical, you've defined in a quantitative physical way how loud a sound can be. And the missing part of that is the distance.
I think the practical application of that is if somebody's complaining that the noise is too loud.
No, but that's not what it says.
I know that.
90 decibels where?
It says in the policy where it's measured from.
Does it?
I remember reading it, they specify where it's measured.
Because measured right here are probably 90 decibels.
And it's based on complaints? That's what you said.
I think if you received a complaint, if somebody said to the chief of police, I think it's too noisy, he would have to go through the process to determine
Okay, but if some of these people who have been complaining all along because they don't like the content of what's being said in our capital, those people can come to you, to Chief Tubbs, and say, oh, they're bothering us. We don't like it that they're there.
But there's a standard by which, if it reaches over that 90 decibels, there is a standard for how you measure that. It's content neutral.
You couldn't answer Joe's question.
It's content neutral.
You could not answer Joe's question, and you said it's based on complaints.
No, I'm saying that if somebody did come up with a complaint, that I think the chief would investigate it.
Nikki, can I just say something as well?
You may.
Honestly, everyone doesn't agree with the noon singing, okay?
Right.
How many complaints have you gotten?
I have not kept track of the complaints. We should probably go back and I have not, okay? But I can tell you, we have citizens come in who don't agree with it, but we try to.
And we welcome them.
We try to explain to them, people have a right. And we allow this to
exactly, and we welcome them, and they have every bit as much right to be here as we do, and that's been demonstrated repeatedly throughout the times of the sing-along.
And I didn't say it for an argument, but I want you to know it's coming from both sides because we do have citizens say, look, Chief, we have a right here too.
We
have a right to come in and go to work every day and not have to deal with this situation.
That's why we're asking for clarification on this. If it's that somebody complains, if it's that some family comes through and we've had people shake their fists at us and whatever, we're not impeding their time. We are quiet during tours, even all the time that we've been protesting here. When there have been tours going on, we're quiet for the tour guides, so we don't interfere with those. So the line is being drawn at if somebody complains, saying this is disturbing me. I don't want to have to see this expression of First Amendment rights when I walk through the Capitol.
What I'm saying is that if somebody complained, I think the chief would look at it and see whether we had an issue or not. I think we're just giving him the discretion to manage as he has with all of you.
And if we have a permit on file, we can say we've observed, we've looked, we've investigated, we've reviewed, we've approved, and they have a right to be here. That's all. That's what this permitting process is about. It's not to eliminate you. Really. It's very clear. I think sometimes we're putting more emphasis on the fact that we're not here to eliminate the solidarity stingers. That's not our position. We want to be in a position where we can say to other groups, they have this particular space for the day and no one else is going to take it, or someone else.
And all along, if the space has not been otherwise permitted or reserved, then we have...
And you have been outstanding. I know, but you've been outstanding, but I'm just saying, we're getting more requests to use different parts of the building. We get kids here all the time, you know, you guys have been great. And then I'm getting the, actually, I don't want to use the correct statement here. I'm getting the complaints all the time that I'm making, allowing this group to do whatever they want to. Everybody else has to get a permit. Let's make it fair. I mean, everybody needs a permit, so we can police it.
Maybe people need to recognize that they don't need a permit to express their opinions and exercise their First Amendment rights. That's what those people need to learn when they come into their capital and our capital.
Actually, I have a very, very simple question that is kind of along those same lines. I know the First Amendment thing has been brought up quite a bit, but I don't think anybody has actually asked a specific question to either of you. And this is a simple yes or no question. Are you aware that this policy violates the First Amendment of the United States Constitution?
We don't believe it does.
No, we asked that question.
Yeah,
I wasn't here.
I gave him this.
I wasn't here.
Chief Tubbs, when in the rules it says that there's not supposed to be signs or anything, and so do the Capitol Police and the Division of State Facilities follow the same rules? For example, you don't want signs affixed to the marble with blue tape, yet I see them all over this room, and it says Division of State Facilities.
Within the policy itself, it's for members of the public.
But the Division of State Facilities can use blue tape to affix signs up in the Capitol then?
They can.
Okay, just making sure that that's clear.
Mary Summerfeld of Fort Atkinson, and I'd just like to know, we're running out of time. Are you still having your session on Thursday and Saturday? And will you get things clarified for us? Is it worth our while to come back?
I'm going to go back to the team and discuss it. I can't tell you right now how that's going to unfold.
Who are the team members?
This has been, pardon me?
Who's on the team?
Different people within the Department of
Who?
Education.
Different people.
Can you name them?
Our legal team. I think I wasn't leaving it on our legal team. There might be several people involved.
But can you name them? You're going to go back to them. You must know them by name.
Yeah.
Can you name them?
Michael Benson Friedrich?
No, our
Jim
internal.
Sir, you
Our internal.
were, I don't